Hello and welcome everybody to Game 3 of Violet vs Supernova from IEM Sao Paulo. Spawning here in the top left position as the blue Zerg, playing from Team Empire, we have Violet. His opponent currently down 0-2 in this match, spawning in the bottom right position of Shakuras Plateau as the red Terran. Playing from Team oGS, we have Supernova. Now, this is going to be Game 3 of a best of 5, which means if Violet takes this match, he's going to be taking the series in a clean sweep 3-0. We will have to see if he's going to be able to accomplish that today. He's been looking really strong here in Games 1 and 2 against Supernova with his very aggressive, almost kind of slow expanding style that's very unique that we haven't seen done a whole lot with a whole lot of Zerg players. Most Zerg players do prefer to go for that heavy macro, expand all over the map, drone like crazy ret kind of style. But Violet here has been showing that as long as you just stay maybe one base ahead or even matched base with a Terran opponent, you can take him down if you are aggressive enough and you have good enough unit control. So, how is Supernova going to be dealing with this match up here? There are lots of different possibilities here on Shakuras Plateau. Of course, fast expanding after one barracks, usually a very viable option, very commonly done. As we can see, no barracks has been thrown down, so it looks like he might just be going straight for the command center first. No barracks, no nothing, just one supply depot into a command center. Now, Violet does see this with his drone scout. He saw that SCV down there already, getting ready to build that command center, and now he's going to be poking around the base. I really like this move here from Violet, checking all around the edges just to be sure that there are no barracks proxied down here, just to see if that might be some kind of a trick there. But now he's going down and he is actually seeing the command center going down. He has scouted that there are no barracks anywhere on the field here, and now he's just going to be opening up pretty standard here, opening up with this fast hatchery, and it looks like he's going to be taking gas before pool as well, as he continues to get more and more drones back home. And it looks like Supernova just now going to be taking his first gas. Now, how is Supernova going to be playing this match out? We have seen him do some aggressive openings with lots and lots of Hellions. We've seen him do openings with just a couple of Hellions and then straight into Bio. Going to have to see how he's going to want to play out this Game 3, because he really needs to win this match. Looks like he's not going to be going for any kind of super cheesy play. A lot of times in this position, a lot of players might be tempted to just go for that big cheese to try to see if they can't win it here, but no, Supernova has been very widely known in the competitive scene, does a lot of competing, so he knows that it's generally considered most safe to just play standard, do what you know best, and to not do anything too drastic, and just do what you know. Can be very effective. A lot of players, like I said, can get into that kind of funk where they feel like they're just losing and that their standard isn't winning them the matches, and just try to go for something new and crazy, which is generally less effective unless you can really take your opponent by surprise. Now, Violet does have the metabolic boost on the way for his Zerglings here, going to be getting that Zergling speed up. Always pulls off 2 guys off of gas. Always leaves just 1 guy in there so that he can continue to get up just a little bit of gas, so that if he needs to throw up Baneling nests, or if he wants to get out a few roaches to be able to deal with any kind of early Hellion plays from his opponent, allows him to do that. Not too bad. You don't lose too many minerals by just having this one drone in there. One drone mines about 35 minerals per minute. So by having just one drone in that extractor, you're not going to lose too much there, and you're still going to be able to get to that layer tech and things just a smidgen earlier than you would if you just took guys off completely out of gas and then put back 3 later on. And as we can see, Supernova just continuing to play very defensive, getting up lots and lots of workers. If we check out that harvester count right now, we can see that Violet is up 25 harvesters to 24 right now, and still just continuing to get up more and more drones, lots of drones on the production tab here. Will he be getting aggressive? So far we've seen so much aggressive play from Violet in the early game that I think it actually has had a little bit of an effect on Supernova's play, just because because of his aggression here, he's been denying expansions that Terran usually don't expect to have denied here. So is that aggression going to pay off for him in Game 3? Now, the factory is up with the reactor. 2 more barracks coming up as well for Supernova. And it looks like those first 2 Hellions going to be moving across the map. Another 2 are on the way being produced at that factory. Second gas has now been taken as well. No third and fourth gas geysers up for Supernova, though he is just now taking his third gas geysers. And now it looks like Violet has decided to put guys back into that one gas, and he's just now starting to take a second gas as well. Also has a second queen, or a third queen rather, I should say, that is now out on the field, and oh man, just as he drops the creep tumor, gets taken out. That 25 energy is going to be just a little bit wasted. Violet now throwing up a second evolution chamber here just because he saw those Hellions at his front, going to be a little bit worried about them. Supernova in the meantime poking into that third, making sure that Violet hasn't taken any quick thirds, but no, Violet, quick thirds haven't been his thing this time around, hasn't been doing that a lot. So far he is just going just to be content with taking out those creep tumors. So in case he follows up with any kind of really strong Marine siege tank push, wants to be sure that that creep stays nice and far back, close to Violet's base, so that his siege tank and Marine attack can be much stronger. Now Violet did move in here, and how much did he actually see inside of his opponent's base? He did see the 3 barracks, the factory. It's pretty much assumed that there is going to be a factory, just because there are so many Hellions out on the field right now, and it looks like 4 is all we are going to be seeing from Supernova, as the starport has now come down. Siege tank production has begun here for Supernova. No siege mode yet on the way here for Supernova, and Violet continues to try to spread that creep out there. He's trying to be very aggressive with his creep spreading, but Supernova doing a fantastic job of making sure that stays right back. Now the one thing that I do have to say about this is that it's important to keep in mind that every time he does do a scan to keep that creep back, he's actually losing out on 1 mule. So that's actually kind of a big deal. If he uses too many scans to keep taking out these creep tumors, it is going to really help with the push later on, that Marine siege tank push, but he's going to have a lot lower of an economy, because mules, of course, are really good at mining minerals. Now, the food count is just about even. Supply, as well as the worker count. Worker count is still very even. Looks like Violet's still not trying to take any kind of expansions right now. Looks like he is indeed deciding to move out now with lots of Zerglings, bunch of Zerglings moving across the map. Are they going to be able to get a surround on those Hellions? They're taking quite a bit of damage, and they're trying to get a good surround. They do actually manage to get a pretty decent surround on those Hellions. Lots of Hellions being taken out. That is the thing about Zerglings, is a lot of people think that Zerglings against Hellions not good, but in big numbers, if you can get a good surround on Hellions, Zerglings are actually quite good against Hellions. Take them down pretty quick. And here comes that push from Supernova as he is now moving out. As soon as he gets those first 2 medevacs, he is moving out right away. Notice his Marine count not all that high because he had to sacrifice so many early resources into getting up this reactor starport and produce those double medevacs. And now Violet knows that this push is on the way. On the production tab, we do see that infestors are now coming out here for Violet. Lots of lings on the production tab. We do see pathogen glands on the way, as well as burrow and Zerg melee attacks level 2, but this push is going to be moving up here to this northern position right now, and oh, this could be very scary for Violet to deal with if these siege tanks are able to siege up here and he starts lifting units up onto the high ground. This is going to be so scary for Violet to have to deal with. Lots of lings are out in the center of the map. He is going to need to control this very well if he's going to want to be able to deal with this kind of push. There we go, medevac loading up, 8 Marines up onto the high ground, siege tanks on the low ground, sieging up right now, and as it looks like these Marines are starting to move forward. One Spinecrawler has been pulled up here, but it's taking so much damage, it looks like it's only going to be able to get 1 shot off before going down, and now these siege tanks are going to be shelling drones. Lots of lings moving in from the front as well as the back, and nice fungal growths going down on that pack of Marines. Doesn't quite get the second fungal growth off. It does take 2 fungal growths to be able to take out a pack of Marines, and now all these Marines are really low. Violet going to be really wanting to get 1 more fungal growth off on those. We do see reinforcements now on the way here for Supernova. The food count is heavily in favor of Supernova as he's up 115 to 94 supply right now. And it looks like 5 workers have been killed so far for Supernova, and it looks like the spawning pool is now being focused down here by Supernova. If he loses that, that is going to be a big loss there. Brilliant move there by Violet, though, managing to get off a couple of good fungal growths there on the low ground, take out a ton of siege tanks as well as Marines, and now it looks like the reinforcements for Supernova are now here. Looks like still just 5 workers killed for Supernova, but oh, brilliant move there by Violet, catching all of those Marines there, gets the second fungal growth off. A lot of those Marines are now going to go down. drastically reducing the strength of this push. Lots of Lings now going to be going for a bit of a counterattack here, and it looks like the front door of Supernova is open, and oh no! Miscontrols accidentally lowers the supply depot, and now he has almost nothing here to really be able to defend, and now all these Lings are starting to focus down. All these SCVs, notice Violet has taken a third behind this, but now so many SCVs are going down. There is a siege tank up here, and this pressure is still happening up here, but it looks like Violet is going to be able to clean it up as the infestor count here is getting very high. Fungal growth's going down all over that, and it looks like Supernova did manage to clean that up, but 26 workers have been taken down by Violet. That is so many workers. A small group of Lings do come in from the back, and one siege tank is really just not that good against Zerglings. A big pack of Zerglings, as it will only get really one shot off before those Zerglings get on that siege tank, and now it looks like Supernova is going to have to pull back after taking a ton of worker damage. On the Harvester tab right now, we can see that Violet is up 33 to 38. So it looks like he's in a very good spot here, considering he has taken his third. There is a command center up for Supernova. It has not been turned into an orbital command yet. Will he be lowering that down onto the high ground and turning that, or onto the low ground rather, and morphing that into a planetary fortress? We will find out, but it looks like Violet might be looking to get aggressive here, as we do see 40 Zerglings currently on the production tab. There is one drop going down here at the third as he is starting to focus this down, and 3 burrowed infestors now coming up the middle of the map as well, and it looks like this hatchery is being focused down. I think that is going to go down. He needs to cancel that queen to save that 150 resources, and those infestors arrive at the front of Supernova's base, but it looks like that those supply depots are now down. The hatchery does fall. Lots of Lings now out on the map, and it looks like there is a drop coming that Violet is prepared for. Lots of units coming in, and oh no! Supernova lowers the supply depot, letting the infestors in, and doesn't quite realize it, and he doesn't see them moving under the ground. And oh no, all 3 of them now behind the mineral line. If they just get off 2 fungal growths each, and he scans, but he doesn't see it. It's a little bit too far away for him to quite be able to see it. And I think Supernova might actually know that this is going on. There's actually drops going down at both the main and the natural. And oh, there pop up the infestors, and they do get 2 fungal growths off on each set of SCVs, and so many SCVs go down to those forces, and now it looks like that infestor going to be moving up onto the high ground as Supernova not quite able to clean it off. In the workers killed count now, 42 workers killed for Violet, and he did manage to stop this drop here with these infestors and these Lings without losing too many workers. He is up to 16 workers lost right now, but he's taken out 42 workers of his opponent, and this infestor here is still alive. And oh, there is a missile turret here, so Supernova is going to be able to see it if he sees it on the mini-map, that is. Now notice he is going to be lowering a planetary fortress down onto the low ground. I like that move. And oh, it looks like, yes, there we go. Supernova does finally spot that infestor, takes it down with those SCVs. But man, the Ling count for Violet right now is getting really, really high. Lots of infestors with tons of energy. Another third base now being taken here by Violet, and he's now going to be even on bases with Supernova. On the Harvester tab, holy cow, is Violet ahead. 60 Harvesters to 32 of Supernova, and we do now see a Spire on the way. Macro Hatchery is up as well. Spire now up as well, and it looks like 1 Viking has been produced here by Supernova. Going to be very annoying, moving around, taking out Overlords, forcing Violet to have to spend those extra resources to get those extra Overlords out on the map. And oh, it looks like Violet trying to retake his 4th there, but it looks like these 3 Marines are going to deny that from happening. In the meantime, drop going down in the main, as it looks like Supernova was able to pick up a few more worker kills there. But that is going to get cleaned up there by Violet. Violet now down in the food count, though. Currently sitting at 104 to the 129 of Supernova. He is doing a fantastic job of macroing, considering he is down so many workers right now. And he's continuing to just go for lots and lots of Marines, lots of siege tanks. These Marines are currently 1-1. They do have combat shield as well as stim and +1/+1 as well. No siege tank upgrades quite yet, but we do see that +1 vehicle weapons is now on the way here for Supernova. The armory is now researching that right there. 5 barracks currently up, 3 with reactor, 2 with tech lab. Is he going to be adding on marauders here, or are those 2 tech labs just for upgrades? Looks like those were just used for upgrades. The starport is up, double producing those medevacs 2 at a time, and Violet not in a horrible position. He's been doing a fantastic job of dealing with all these drops, but oh, Supernova now coming in for a double drop, as he's going to be dropping a couple of Marines off at the back of the natural expansion, but a double drop going to be going down on the high ground up here, and oh, his Marines do start to hit the drones down on the low ground, so that's going to mean that Violet's going to be aware of that before they get into the main, and now all the Lings coming in right now. These Lings are currently 2-1 in upgrades, but looks like he did try to lower down onto the low ground, but Infestors are there to be able to clean that up. In the meantime, small group of Marine Marauders moving through the middle of the map, clearing the creep, always pushing it back. Good move here by Supernova. And oh, here come a couple of Marines. That was probably not the best fungal growth there, but there is another drop going down in the main right now. Supernova is being absolutely relentless with his drops. Will he be able to come back in this game? He's up to 34 workers killed right now, and Violet is doing everything he can to try to reproduce. We do see Ultralisks currently on the production tab. We do see Ground Carapace +1. We see Chitinous Plating on the way, as well as Zerg melee attacks level 3, but Supernova is looking to end this game right now, as he has dropped a couple of siege tanks here up onto the high ground. And oh, is Violet going to be able to deal with this, as he realizes that there are 2 siege tanks up on the high ground? So many Ultralisks now moving in, as it looks like Violet can't quite get vision up onto that high ground, knows that there are siege tanks up there, and there we go. Now he's going to be dropping a few infested Terrans up there to be able to deal with it. He's cleaning up the rest of the push from Supernova, and he's now actually managing to push this back. Unbelievable, but Supernova has just retreated back to his base here. Still has a good number of Marines and siege tanks up here, but Violet has currently got a lot of Ultralisks right now, and it looks like he is going to try to engage right now as he pushes into this, but there are a lot of Marines up right now. These Marines are 2-1 in upgrades. These siege tanks do have their +1 attack upgrade, and these Ultralisks are going down so fast right now. They are 2-3 in upgrades, and oh no, lots of Infestors going down as well. Will Violet be able to break it? No, it looks like Violet is going to GG out of Game 3. Decides he doesn't quite have the macro and what it takes to bring down Supernova here in Game 3, so looks like he has decided that he is going to have to wait until Game 4 to try to get the victory, if he can do it. Will he be able to do it, or will Supernova be tying this up and pushing it to a Game 5? Let's find out in Game 4 of Violet versus Supernova from IEM Sao Paulo, coming up in just a moment.